What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to United vs. Everybody. This is the Wednesday Kickabout. We are chilling with Dylan, and we are just, it's a bit of a free hit tonight. We're just we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but none of it's too structured or too strict or anything like that. You guys know it's just kind of all over the gaff here. But Dylan, how we doing, man?
Doing well. I'm doing well in this chilly fall weather. As you can see, that Sean and I are repping the appropriate gear right now
I swear
in
we
this
did not
fall
we did not
weather.
do this on
So,
purpose. I swear.
I
Um, this is how people roll.
hope you are doing well too.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just wife will be back on Saturday, so just trying to get things figured out. I told her she's in Glastonbury, which is like in between. It's like a couple hours from London, basically. But
She's
she's
taken in
like,
the concert venue. Yeah.
she's just like, I told her like, you don't deserve England because you're not even doing anything fun. You're working. You're not going to do anything cool. You don't want to get any fish and chips because she doesn't like mushy peas. I'm like, go get some sticky toffee pudding. Go drive over to Glastonbury Town FC and at least get me a scarf or something. But no, nothing. But
Oh,
she'll be back, and she's working hard. She's doing what she's doing. So hey, professional development, right? So write it off at the end of the year.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, just me and the dogs chilling, man. And you got you and your cat now, so you're chilling. Big up, Sanjay. Um,
Sanjay living the dream, man.
this dude's a globe trotter, man. So yeah, we are back tonight. We got a little bit to talk about. We're going to obviously talk a little bit more about bitter Arne Slot, as I'm now calling him, the big baby. Talk a little bit about Harry Maguire, a couple other things going on, and then we have some fun questions we're going to go over. One of those you guys can see kind of in the poll, so go get involved in the poll. I've got a couple more questions later on too, so it's going to be super fun, you guys. So strap on your underwear. We're going to get stuck in, and we're going to do this. So, Dylan, anything to say to prep before we dive in? Oh, fuck my life! That's hot.
Just absolute happiness from the.
Fucking
So,
hot.
I shouldn't laugh at your misfortune. I just didn't expect that. Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just adding on to the joy of after the victory on Sunday. It
Yeah,
was glorious.
dude,
It just made my
I'm still
whole
buzzing, man. I'm still
day,
buzzing.
week. Yeah,
Bexy,
it's just yeah.
Bexy says Slot looks like a massive baby. He does. He does look like a massive baby. So,
Yeah.
like the video, you guys. Get that subscription button hit for me. If you get a second after the video's done, please go and hit the hype button on a couple of the old streams because that's how YouTube is promoting the videos now. So that does help. Check those memberships too. And then if you want to get yourself one of these awesome Class of 92 shirts that Dylan and I totally did not coordinate, but
hmm
both ended up wearing, go to the United vs. Everybody store. And then don't forget WhatsApp group for Legends and Starting 11 members. The link to that is in the posts tab for the channel. So let's get stuck in. Anybody watching Champions League today? Some interesting results, some big results in there. I didn't finish watching it, so I don't know what like Real Madrid
Oh,
results.
yeah.
I know they're playing Juve. I know
I'm gonna
Liverpool.
check that before we got on.
Yeah, Liverpool ended up coming back. I was on Hayden Hackney watch for the second half because Middlesbrough played Harry Amas and Sheffield Wednesday. So big shout out
Yes.
though to Harry Amas. He actually played really, really, really well in a left wing back role, not a left back role. So big up Harry
Okay.
Amas. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, Liverpool,
Real did win.
did they? Yeah, figured they would.
Yep.
So Liverpool ended up coming back from being 1-0 down and just destroying. Although, interestingly enough, we're going to talk a little bit about Baby Arne Slot later on, but the guy sat here and complained about Long Ball United, and he literally had about twice as many long balls today as Frankfurt did. So go fuck yourself, Arne Slot, is basically
He's afraid he
my
can't
new
handle it.
motto. Bexy says, Brighton is a funny game at the weekend, but a better game to win. Yeah, we'll be doing the preview for Brighton maybe tomorrow or Friday. I don't know, but we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. So today we'll touch upon it a little bit because I want to get Dylan's preview. What else do I got? You guys know I always start with a little bit of odds and ends. Dylan, do you have any surprises from Champions League today?
Nothing really. Just the scores. I didn't think Chelsea. I did them winning 5-1. That kind of makes sense. I didn't expect Liverpool to win 5-1. I figured they would win in Frankfurt, but I figured it would be like 2-1, maybe
Yeah,
3-2.
it was interesting. So I watched their equalizer, Ekitike. It was just literally a counterattack when they were defending a corner basically, and then they got just on a counterattack. And
Mm-hmm.
and I remember instantly when I was watching that goal that when Ten Hag did that in his first season, he got ripped apart for it. All this money spent, all this and that, and now you're counterattacking. Liverpool literally scored 2 goals from corners and a counterattack, and I'm like, the media are like, "Oh, they're back, they're back," and I'm like, "Get fucked." We're gonna talk a little bit about the media today too, because I'm sure you guys by now have seen some of the other videos that people have been doing on the Athletic. If you guys remember, we spoke about the Athletic going downhill. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but Garnacho not even getting a minute today for Chelsea. Surprising at all?
Not shocking. No,
Yeah.
he hasn't. Chelsea fans are finding out what we knew. Like until he gets his attitude worked out, he's just going to be a detriment to their team.
Well,
So.
I mean, and no offense to any former players, but the guy's got Cristiano Ronaldo ego and like Jesse Lingard like
Mm-hmm.
ability. Not to diss Jesse Lingard, but it's just the best comparison I can think of. So he needs a reality check. And that's, hey, but Chelsea want to keep giving us money for players. I'm all for it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that. Pick up Danny. Um,
Hey,
did you
hey.
remember? Do you remember the United fan who's not cutting his hair until we win 5 in a row? Did you see that remember when he got assaulted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently the guy that assaulted
Yep.
him has now been named and banned from Old Trafford indefinitely. Um,
Nice.
Interesting. So you and
Good.
I won't run into him in case he sees you and wants to get a picture with Christian Eriksen.
Wouldn't he wouldn't anyway because he's somebody that assaulted a United diehard and he's dead to me.
I would have had
So.
you back if he would have grabbed you by the head, man. I would have had your back for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of backing people in a fight, we got some fun questions later on. So
Oh
get
yeah.
involved in that poll, guys. The under 21s lost 5-2 to Barnsley yesterday in a EFL trophy tie, so that was a bummer. Jack Fletcher sent off after getting a second yellow for I think
Hmm.
mouth off to the referee. No one really knows what happened. So they lost that one. I mean, I don't really understand these trophy matches, some of these competitions where you've got first teamers like Barnsley's first team playing against literally our under 21s. It's really weird to me, but it's a good chance for them to get experience, I guess, against grown men. Have you watched any of the academy this year?
No, I don't have anything to watch it on.
Mm,
Um,
not an
so I
MUTV
just look
subscriber.
at the update. No,
Yeah, you're not
it's
missing
on
much.
my
They
to
don't.
do list.
They don't now. They
Yeah.
don't even bother. They don't show all like that match was not on MUTV.
Okay.
I posted a link to some guy who was streaming it on his Twitter account, so that's how I watched it. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, it's really annoying. There was another match recently where it was an academy match. I want to say I can't remember if it was over the weekend, but they didn't even they didn't post any announcements on their Twitter like no starting 11 this no it was not streamed on MUTV. I think it was Wolves because I think Wolves also had a first team match that weekend as well, and I just don't like why do we pay for MUTV? It's
Yeah.
so annoying, man. Um, but there it is. Sean Dyche in charge of Forest now. Did you see this nonsense?
Mm-hmm.
He's never too far away, is he?
I okay. No, he's always near the phone. But I'll be honest. I have a soft spot for Sean Deitch. I just like some of the hard nosed football that he's got. I love the interviews he gives when he's like trying to be cheeky.
No.
Um, yeah, he's done his bit. He got Burnley to Europe that one year. He helped keep Everton up for a bit. Um, we'll see. I don't know necessarily if this is going to do anything for Forest,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Is he?
So
Is
good
he the
on him.
new?
Good to have Sean Dyche back. But
Right. Is he the new Sam Allardyce? Do you think?
is he? Oh yeah, I totally think he's the new Sam Allardyce. His play style 100% fits the Sam Allardyce rough and tumble. Danny's I got my back.
Is he?
All right,
Is he the guy that just gets
but
appointed when somebody's struggling or if they need somebody for the rest of the season? I feel like.
yeah. No, unless if he turns him around and gets him up, and they start challenging for Europe, you never know. Like he stayed with Everton for a bit, but
I don't
I
know.
don't.
Like,
I think
like
yeah.
like I said
But
when they just sacked Ange, like, and I don't rate Ange all, like that owner Marinakis is a piece of work, man. I couldn't even tell you that if I 100% think that Sean Dyche will be there at the end of the season. If I'm being honest, I just don't think he might.
that that's the hard part because like you said, he very well might not be.
Yeah, they can sell us Anderson if
So
you want to
and
kickstart a Sean Dyche rebuild. We can sell us Anderson, let them get that
oh hell
funds, go
yeah,
do what they want. I'll take that to help out.
I'm
Let's start
totally
the
for that.
Sean Dyche dynasty, man. Um,
Yes,
Anderson and
take
Wharton,
that.
it's a dream come true right there. But
Hmm.
um, so yeah,
But
I
just
thought
get
that was
Hackney too.
interesting.
Come
Yeah,
on.
get Hackney. Get Hackney. Let's get Wharton. Let's get Anderson. Let's get Stiller. Let's get them all. Just
Angelo Stiller, yeah.
get them all, man. Get Nico Paz too. I like Nico Paz.
Yep.
Moving on.
Let's rebuild this midfield.
Yeah, we need to just get four new ones and let's let them fight it out, man. So I said, remember
Yep.
when we talked a couple weeks ago, Dylan? We reflected on the that article in the Athletic where they had polled 20 agents about and asked them what was the worst
Yep.
like deal of the summer, right? You remember what that was, right? Um,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so so now I've stumbled across recently. I retweeted it, I reposted on the channel's Twitter account. But there's a really good video. The channel's called Footy with an Edge. So go check that out on YouTube if you guys, when you're not right now, do it when you're done. But it's called Footy with an Edge. But they did a big video about 3 or 4 days ago, basically just pointing out that the Athletic, they basically just lie. They're lazy. They're biased. I mean, all things that we've said. They're just lazy, man. Most UK media outlets. I've unsubscribed. I've unfollowed. I've pretty much added them to the list of outlets just to not trust anymore when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like ESPN FC on there as well. I mean, ESPN FC has got more posts about our recently sold players like Rashford and McTominay than they do about our win over Liverpool. This is how big the hatred runs. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know if you saw, if like the Athletic. I don't know if you guys, if you do, are you aware with any of these videos that have been coming out this week?
I haven't watched them, but I've seen some clips from them, and
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah, so
yeah, it's a bit
it's
insane.
been trending that way.
Yeah,
But like you said before, like United leads. So mostly when it's negative, because everybody wants to hate read or hate watch
yeah,
or whatever. So
and so like it's so transparently biased. Like they did a breakdown of United's shots and like XG, and they broke down like box and then outside the box, and they were like, oh, 25% outside of the box. But then they didn't. They broke down the inside of the box into like 9 different quadrants with different percentages. So you got away with that by saying 25% is right here outside of the center of the box. But when you add up all the percentages from all the individual quadrants, it's up to like 60% from inside the box. And I'm like, you're such an ass, man. Like these people are just, they're completely just not even hiding it anymore.
yeah.
It's insane,
Well,
dude.
and that's the hard part with analysis like this because you can cherry pick what you're looking for
Whatever.
or how you're going to break it up and present it.
Well, they're putting
So
the anal in analysis. That's what I'm saying, man. They're freaking annoying. It's a cold day in hell when Danny Murphy on Talksport he's just also another one making excuses for Liverpool. I saw him talking about they didn't have a preseason, these players, so that's probably why.
oh
I don't remember anybody caring when Amorim didn't have a
no,
preseason, right? It was all like crisis and he's a flop and stuff. Like it's absolute horseshit, man. Nobody's talking about the way we completely dominated Liverpool. No one's talking about that at all. It's just all negative. And I guess I shouldn't be like surprised by it, but it's just a little bit embarrassing. So yeah, I don't.
how about Carragher's sadness and tears all over? I love that
Oh,
so
oh
much.
yeah.
I look that up just about every day.
Speaking of Carragher, um, totally called it. By the way, I'm not even gonna hide the fact.
Oh yeah,
Totally called this after we beat them. I'm fully taking credit for this. He's Jamie Carragher will not be on the overlap this week. They already posted about it. So, did we lose Dylan? I think we lost you, pal. That's all right. He'll be back. There he is. We fought him. He's back now. Um, you there?
I don't know what's going on.
That's all right.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, but that's all right. But yeah, so Jamie Carragher not going to be on the overlap this week, as he usually does, is not after Liverpool lose, especially not after they lose to United. He's just an absolute coward. Like, that cowardice just runs from
Oh
top to
yeah.
bottom in that club, man. It's embarrassing. How many times have you guys rewatched the Liverpool match, Dylan? How
Just
many times have you rewatched it?
I've rewatched at least the 15 minutes I can get away with at school probably 5 or 6 times already today.
Yeah, we know Jamie Carragher hasn't rewatched it. He probably left right
Mhm.
after. So yeah, it was. I rewatched it a couple times, and it's just more enjoyable every time. Just to watch the way we played, watch the way we dominated. Just love it.
Yes,
So, what did you think
and
of?
and
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was the best game tactically that Amrin has put together.
Yeah,
Just
I'd
to
agree.
the plan and you could see it. You could see the confidence with the defense more, with Lamans in the net, um, kind of directing. How about in like big up to Lamans with some of those saves and coming out like when he came out to stop Salah's shot when he got the ball over on the corner. That was amazing. And it's just like it's basic goalkeeping, but you're just like we haven't seen this in forever. So
Yeah,
it was one of those things. I was like, oh, good.
it's so sad, right? That's what we're celebrating. We're celebrating just keepers doing the basics because we haven't seen the basics for so long, like you're saying. And I think it's a stark reminder that the bar was probably so low. We're just used to so much of it just being in the mud. Strikers
Mm-hmm.
finishing chances is probably going to be the next one up there. We actually scored from a bit of a set piece, so that's up there too. Big up, Jules. Good to see you again, my friend. We're just kind of
Hey,
chilling, man. Jules, I called it. No Jamie Carragher on the overlap this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and take credit for that unashamedly. So, um, what about Mbumo's goal? Did you think that should have been? You think Mike Oliver should have pulled that back? Oh, we lost Dylan again. That's all right. What do you guys think? Should we have pulled Dylan and keep losing you, boss? It's all right. He'll be back. Mbumo's goal. We've all had a couple more days to kind of reflect on it and stuff. What do we think about that goal? You guys looking back? I know another major channel said that was should not have stood. I'm going to take Dylan off the screen for a second, simply because I don't want him to be sitting there smiling at me like a creep. But Dylan will be back. Don't worry, guys. So anybody surprised that Jamie Carragher is not showing up to the overlap this week? Anybody, like, who else besides me called that? I definitely called that. Jules, how you doing, man? How's your week been going? Danny, is it still raining where you are? It has been raining literally all day here. The dogs are pissed because I haven't been able to take them for a walk, which they just don't like. But Jules says he's a little surprised the ref didn't blow, but it's up to the ref's discretion as to whether or not it was a serious injury. So I guess Michael Oliver's excuse was that he did not see the incident, which I just don't buy personally, because he's looking right at it. But the problem, this is the thing that you're going to get with the head injury protocol, especially now, is it's never easy to judge whether someone is being serious, because how many times have we seen it? Footballers just, they grab their head no matter what. Somebody stomps in their toe, they go down grabbing their head. It's just what they do, and so it's always hard to tell if it's serious or not until after them. You just don't know, and then again after, like, it's always going to look like the referee made a mistake, right? That's just the way it is. Dylan's back. Hold up, there he is.
uh,
How you doing, boss?
I don't know what happened.
That's all right. It happens. It's technology, dude. Remember when I lost my
Now,
internet for like 5 minutes and
yeah,
you were trying to take over the channel?
yeah. I was gonna say you're reestablishing control now. It's
Yeah,
just it's all.
I take power with Don.
Yeah.
We're talking a little bit about the Mbumo stuff. Jules
Oh
says
yeah.
he was surprised that it didn't get pulled back. Michael Oliver claims he did not see the incident in question, and so I was saying it's hard. It's always hard to tell the way players go down, the way that they know now that if they, it's kind of like VAR. A lot of these guys are going to make more of it going down in the box because they know it's going to get pulled back and stuff. And I don't. It's always hard to tell. Jules says he may have seen Mbumo didn't hit Mac's head. Yeah, and that was another point I was going to make. Oh, Dylan's gone again. Dylan. He'll figure it out, you guys. Don't worry. There it is. You're okay, boss.
I have switched to 3 different internets.
It's all right. It looks good
or
now.
3.
You're fine, man. This is how we roll on the Kickabout, man. It's all good, brother.
Anyway, I was shocked they didn't call it back. I really thought they were going to when he went down, because it was a head injury, and
I mean, and
they've stopped things.
Yeah, and he only would have been able to stop play before the goal because you can't rule the goal out, right? Because it wasn't a foul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And so literally the only thing, and the goal happened so quickly after, like within literally 3 seconds. It's not like I don't know. He could have stopped it if he wanted to, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything about McAllister after. I heard he had to have like 4 stitches. I don't know if that's true. If he's mad about it, talk to his fucking teammate. But yeah.
Yeah, it was Van Dickless that did it. So
it was Van Dickless, the stallion, who did it, twerking like a thought out here. But that's all right. But Michael Oliver claims he didn't see the incident. I think he was just doing what the shirt said. Honestly, I think he was just getting his instruction from Liverpool shirts on the match because, play on. But hey, I am a sucker for a bit of irony, so it's not lost on me. Mm-hmm. Jules says, however, no Liverpool players were calling for the game to stop. Yeah, that's true. Van Dickless was running. What were you saying, Bill?
I was just going to say, hey, just to add on to the Michael Oliver stuff and the play on, nobody got sent off.
Yeah, I was actually shocked.
I was shocked.
Yeah. It's, what are you going to do? And then, like Jules says, I mean, none of Liverpool's players did it. And then if you notice, Jules, too, I don't know if you saw this later on in the match when they were trying to chase the game a little bit.
Yep.
They had another instance where they got a shot off, and they completely ignored one of their teammates injured on the ground again. So, again, when it suits them, it seems like Liverpool want to play, the victim card there. But I don't know. Arne Slot go ahead, Dill.
I laughed so hard when they didn't want to stop play when their teammate was down, and it's like Cunha goes over and just like, guys, he's down. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. It's Liverpool. I mean, it is what it is. When it's like they just throw a fit when they don't get what they want. And his presser, I don't know if you saw the presser conference from Arne Slot. He kept talking about it like multiple times. So he'd bring it up, right? And then like each time afterwards, he would just add, well, I don't want to say that's the reason why we lost. Like, why are you fucking talking about it 800 times then, bro? Yeah. The guy is just, he's going like, remember when Klopp took about 9 years to turn into a bitter piece of shit? Arne Slot, is already there. He was there last season, too. It's insane. I saw a clip from an interview this morning that he said losing 4 in a row and winning 4 in a row aren't different. I was like, what?
What?
What? What are you babbling about, you fucking weirdo? So I don't know. He had some weird things to say, man. I don't know what the hell is going on with this shit.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, okay. Like I said, he's complaining about long balls, and again today against Frankfurt, they had nearly twice as many long balls as Frankfurt did. So again, just calling out the bullshit. Arne Slot. He complained that Šeško has played the last few games, but then they come to Liverpool and they change the lineup. So again, he's
shocking.
He's got like this weird arrogance. It's like I can't tell if he actually believes it or if he's just putting on this show. Like, oh, the teams come to us and they have to change their tactics. Like, oh, they have to play long balls, and I'm like, you're shit at second balls, bro. That was the game plan.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man.
But that's where the coach and the players, you communicate that to your players and say, hey, this is what's happening, change it. Like I don't get it.
He's so weird, dude. I've seen Liverpool fans, and they'll probably have changed their minds overnight after this Champions League result, but I've seen Liverpool fans after this match asking for Jurgen Klopp to come back, begging for Jurgen Klopp to come back. And I've seen Jules says Slot is sounding like Wenger. He thinks teams should just step aside and let them win. Yeah, it's just it's Klopp did this too. If you guys remember, remember we put up a while back the wheel of excuses for Jurgen Klopp, right? And one of them, if you guys remember, Liverpool, he complained once about the fact that we had injuries, and they had basically prepared to face a certain 11, and we couldn't field that 11 because of injuries, and that was a big reason why they didn't get the result. And I'm like, the fuck? what is like? I don't get it, man.
See, that doesn't make sense. If somebody's hurt, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah, it should be easier, right? I don't get it. Yeah, I just think he's just unraveling, man. It's just I don't know what it is, but Florian Wirtz finally got a pair of assists today, so he can kind of feel better about himself, I guess. And now apparently all that money's justified. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was playing back in Germany. He felt at home, so he was homesick.
Do you agree with Jamie Carragher? Jamie Carragher said that it's too soon to judge him over the weekend. Do you agree with him?
I don't know. He seems to judge a lot of people when they don't score immediately. So that seems like the pot calling the kettle black. But
yeah, he literally criticized Ten Hag for the money spent on Anthony. Anthony scored in his debut.
Yeah,
I saw somebody on YouTube call, or maybe it was Twitter, call Florian Wirtz the Liverpool version of Donny van de Beek, and I'm like, Donny van de Beek also scored in his debut for the club, so I mean, he's got a lot to get up to Donny van de Beek's level, personally. And Jules makes a good point on Liverpool today. It was Frankfurt, and it was nowhere near the Frankfurt that we saw a couple of years back when they won Europa League. They were absolute shit.
And remember, that was the Glasner Frankfurt too. So there's several levels below that now.
They've lost so many players since too.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. But on the match overall, what did you like about what did you like that we changed up? Do you think that some of the stuff that we saw was permanent? I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're going to see long balls from now on," and I'm like, I don't know if we're going to see them long. Like, was that a one-off for you against Liverpool to exploit their second ball nonsense? What are your overall thoughts on the match itself?
I think we'll see more long balls, but they won't be as many as we saw at Liverpool. I think that's just going to be part of kind of what the system becomes to get some of the attack going at times, because we're winning the second ball, so you don't want to take that away immediately. Like, you don't want to just take that away, not when we can utilize that for some of those attacks, and getting momentum going.
Yeah. Have you seen?
Yeah, they can take it. Yeah.
This is official. This is Newcastle's official Instagram account, by the way. I don't know.
Voltamide or I don't remember exactly how to say his name. He's doing quite well over there. So
yeah, Visa's done for a while, but yeah, Voltamide is doing pretty well. Newcastle just trolling. I don't know where Newcastle get the gall to troll people, but yeah, like you're saying, it was. I mean, I do think the long ball stuff. It was definitely. I think personally, it was a bit of a one-off, kind of like how we set up in the FA Cup final against City under Ten Hag. I don't think that anything that we did then is going to be something that you necessarily see all the time. But I don't have a problem with that, especially if it's like a cup tie or a cup final. Like, sometimes there's that fine line, I think, between kind of having your system and playing that system, but also like adjusting a little bit based on the opposition, and kind of exploiting that stuff. Teams do it to us, but we've had so many weaknesses for so many years you couldn't really tell. But yeah, I like what I see. So you think it was kind of a one-off with the long ball?
I think the amount that we did, I think we'll still see it. I think we'll see it more targeted, for certain times, like maybe to get certain parts of the game going. It'll definitely be used to relieve pressure, but I think at times when we can definitely, like if our runners are working, like we get Ahmad down the side, or Mbumo, or you can get if it's Dorgu or Dallo or Cunha or Mount or whoever's on the other side to release, and we can start getting some things just to change looks during the match. I think we'll see that, not to the same degree we saw against Liverpool. We'll definitely see it fairly regular during the season. So.
Yeah, and I think that it wasn't long ball like you like when people say long ball, it wasn't anything like what people are going to normally imagine, right? It wasn't like a Jose Mourinho hoof it and get on the end of it. It wasn't like an ollie and play a counterattack long ball. It wasn't long ball in that it was long ball winning the second ball. I finally found a graphic. I couldn't find it after the match. This graphic finally came up about long ball win percentage in the Premier League. And you can see Liverpool are probably about midway through that, about you call it mid-table, I guess. United are top for winning the second balls again, and that was the point. It was get it forward, get it a little backwards, and then get it forward again, which I don't absolutely have a problem. It's like a saw,
No.
right? It's back and forth, back and
Hmm.
forth, and so I'm glad I finally found that uncontested long ball tactic. So it's interesting stuff. It's I don't know if you've noticed this with the league just in general, but it's like the return of just Route One
Hmm.
foundational football. If you've noticed that, like long throw-ins, set pieces. We saw set
Yep.
pieces. Now we've got like this battling in the middle of the park and stuff. We didn't build out from the back once against Liverpool. It was all long ball from Senna Lamans, and so clearly a game plan. Probably not going to see it every single week. I don't know, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Um, what are you? So I want to talk about individuals in this match. So who would have been your man of the match on Sunday?
Uh, there were a lot of good performances. I mean, like we were talking about, Senna Lamans put a great keeping effort in, and again, he's commanding that box, and
Yeah,
he's got strong defenders in front of him for this one. I thought, before, obviously, we saw Harry Maguire do his thing for the goal, phenomenal, loved every part of that, but he looked strong in the middle too. Delict did. Luke Shaw put in a good performance. Uh, I mean, I personally, because I'm biased, because I love what I'm seeing. Friggin' Cunha, man. Like, did you see that point where he dribbled through like three of the Liverpool guys, kept the ball?
yeah.
I was
I
just like,
compared
this
it to like
guy's.
a running back in the NFL. It
Oh,
was like prime Barry Sanders or something.
oh,
Just keep the legs pumping, man. Just keep
it
going.
was just. Oh.
It's Cunha's
And
world,
and
man.
he's
We're all
got.
just
I was
living in it.
reading. Yeah, I was reading an article, and they're just like, he's got the grit, he's got the fight. I'm like, it's everything I love.
Yeah.
It's got the somebody else compared him to Cantona. He's like, he's giving me Cantona vibes. He's giving me a little bit of Roy Keane, just a little bit of
It
that
was it was Stephen
nasty
Warnock, and I
messiness
was
about
like,
him.
"That's is that coming from
Yeah,
Stephen Warnock? That's the first thing you said that isn't
exactly.
completely batshit crazy, Stephen Warnock."
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
surprising.
oh,
Imagine what's going to happen when
yeah.
Cunha starts scoring goals when those floodgates open,
Oh,
and he still has all this other
when,
shit.
yeah. When the floodgates open up, when we get Mbumo scoring regularly, Bruno scoring regularly, Mountain getting a couple, Cunha getting a few, get the assists going, Shesko regularly contributing.
Yeah,
Oh, this attack's gonna hum, man.
yeah, I'm
I'm so
excited.
excited for it.
Cunha has shown a willingness to work off the ball, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Mason Mount. Like if you saw, he was kind of lined up in the nine or the false nine, but he was also like I put up a screen grab from the match where when we were winning those second balls, he would drop deep, sit right next to like Bruno to just be another body. And oftentimes he was the one winning the
Yep.
second ball and then dribbling it wide or passing it wide to exploit that space.
Yep.
Kirke's getting forward a little too much, a little overzealous, leaving Virgil van Dijk's to have to cover a lot of space, which is exactly what we did. We overloaded in those wide areas. Ahmad and Mbumo are linking up very, very well as well. So again, game plan. I love it when a plan comes together. It
Mm-hmm.
just works so well.
Oh,
Um,
man.
did you give your? You said
Right?
McGuire.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be
Yeah,
Maguire. So Maguire just overall, he put a good shift in. He fought for those balls. He commanded that presence, or he had a commanding presence out there, and he got the winning header. And who doesn't love a knee slide? Who doesn't love a Harry Maguire knee slide after just scoring, man?
and he was
Oh,
named Premier League Player of the Week after this one as well. He beat out
mhm.
Mateta, who got a hat trick. So when you can when you score a match winner at Anfield against Liverpool as a United player, you can get named Premier League. I don't understand. Like, when has someone who scored a hat trick ever been outvoted as Premier League Player
Yeah,
of the Week? Like, that's insane. Um, so I put a poll.
and
You
and I
guys
just want to add on.
go ahead.
I'm loving all the memes for Harry right now, like the one where he's just chilling with after him. It's like I just scored a winner at Anfield. It's fine.
Mm. This is like all this dude scores is winners, man. Leicester, remember that? Like you and
Oh
I were at a pub watching that Leicester. Was that a Carabao Cup match last year? Or
yes,
yes, yeah,
I
he
think
scored one
yes,
in
that
there
was
off
Paramount.
again,
Oh
off another set piece goal. Bexy says, and Bumo is always putting
hmm
himself in shooting positions. His off ball play is great. Yeah, he's getting better and better. He looked a little frustrated at the end of that first half against Liverpool. I think he wanted to get the ball a little bit more, but that's good. I like that frustration.
And just to talk about the bias in the media, I mean, I brought this up to you before with this one ESPN journalist because I thought I will look at some of the things on there once in a while to see if there's any different rumors or something I've heard of it. Usually not, but once in a while I get surprised. Um, and this one I can't remember. He's a newer journalist. He's doing all this analysis and he's basically saying United bought all the wrong players. Should have bought these younger guys. These guys are not the ones they need. I'm like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Like Mbumo and Cunha, Premier League proven. It's going to take a little bit to get everything set because you have new players,
Mm.
and not everybody got here. Like Shesko didn't get here till the end of the window, so
Well, this guy completely just disregards the fact that we got Dorgu, who's 20, we got Aiden Heaven, who's
yeah,
18, we got Lenny Yoro, who's also young as well. Did he just not like Shesko is not old? Like I don't know.
no,
It's what are you gonna do, man? The agenda is gonna agenda. I say that all the time on this channel. But yeah, Maguire winner. A lot of people's man of the match, Premier League Player of the Week. I put out the poll. You guys can see it there in the chat of the recent Man United match-winning goals at Anfield. What one was your favorite? So far, Maguire is ahead with 43% of the votes, and then it's split between Rooney and Juan Mata. And so keep getting involved in that. I like to know what everyone's doing. I mean, why do you think that that's the case? That Maguire is kind of leading is that recency bias, or do you think that maybe it's because people rate this Liverpool side better than the ones from 10 years ago?
well, that I think that has a little bit of everything to it, but I also
We lost Dylan again, guys. Poor
think
guy.
bias. You have the way we look at Liverpool, like
Yeah.
just relief is kind of overdoing like everything that we had with Rooney and Mata's winners. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is a better Liverpool side, I think. I do think that. I mean, it's always fun to score winners at Anfield, but yeah, this one, because I just didn't feel 100% confident going into this one, and I think that as the match went on, I was like, okay. I mean, it literally could have been 3-4-0
yeah,
in the first half, right?
and and this was just to add on. This was the first match. Like I was nervous about. I figured we were going to let one in, but I didn't feel. It didn't feel like the world was ending winning.
Yeah,
Like it felt like the guys had showed some grit, some grind, some effort, and like fighting for the badge. Like the whole team, not just individual players. It's like the whole team was going for it this time, and that's kudos to them on that. Like that just it was a little bit of a change in just how I was perceiving them.
yeah, and it was just a couple tactical tweaks as well, just a little more compact in midfield. We would drop back into like a
Mm-hmm.
5-4-1-ish and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it doesn't take much. Like you and I've said many times, it just a couple little things here and there. Pick your best players, make us a little more difficult to beat in midfield, especially. We still got done a couple times, a couple simple balls through. Poor defending, I thought, for some of those balls, and Senelaman's got saved a little bit from the post here and there. Bexy watched the Onana compilation. He cost us a lot. Yo, yeah, he definitely cost us a lot, dude. Um, Bex says 9 years is way too long to not win at Anfield. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we've had some great matches. Honestly, like it was at Old Trafford, but like the FA Cup quarterfinal is still one of my favorite matches in recent memory.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I've watched that one a half a dozen times. I love that one. Just everything about it, aside from Ahmad getting sent off, which is some bullshit. But how about Roy Keane though? Praising Bruno for the assist for Harry Maguire. I thought the world was. I had to go check my Bible. I thought I saw that in Revelation somewhere that Roy Keane was praising Bruno. I thought maybe the world was ending. So
I
it's
thought they misquoted him and said it was like
yeah,
Gary Neville, and they just put the wrong guy on
right.
there. I'm like, what?
Um, interesting stuff to hear Roy Keane actually praise. I mean, because it was a perfect ball. And like you said, like there's
Yeah,
no one else who could do that like that way. And I think that's
no,
exactly right. And that's one of the things that was so hard for me going into the summer, especially when all the Al Hilal rumors. It was one of the things that made me kind of split between selling Bruno and keeping Bruno. Is like we don't have players who can do that. And I'm not saying like we only
Mhm.
need him for those kind of passes, but I'm saying like he just does things that we just nobody else can do, and not even just the United. And so I'd if you ask me again, I'm like still probably say sell him, but I'm like some of that stuff like. If you remember, like his first match, I think it was a Manchester derby, like just that free kick and that little dink to Martial. Do you remember that Martial scored?
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff
Oh,
like that.
I loved that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was perfect. But yeah, like you were saying, Senna Lamens. I saw Rio talk praising Senna Lamens, saying like that a goalkeeper like that makes all
Yeah.
the difference. He said he felt his most comfortable when Van der Sar was there, when he didn't have to keep wondering and looking around him and stuff. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Amorim took so long to start him? I think Amorim needs to have a look at himself in the mirror. What do you think the situation was there?
I think he really didn't want to throw him in right away. I think he was just like, let's get him settled. Let's make sure he's ready to go. And yeah, I think that has cost us because
Yeah,
maybe he could go in right. Maybe he should have gone in right away. Um, he didn't play the City game. Yeah, he didn't play City, so that was good. I'm okay with that one, just because I'm not sure that we would have been able to win that one, and that could have destroyed his confidence. But before that, we could have used him before that.
I think there. I honest. I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm just. I'm not of the mindset that like personally like we don't start him in this. I'm like he's gonna have to play City eventually. Like Liverpool was his
Mm-hmm.
second match, and I consider them more of a rival than anybody else. I'm just like he's gonna have to get on. It is what it is. He's 23. He's a very composed goalkeeper. He's very confident in himself. I just don't see the problem. So but yeah, it is a bummer. It's always going to be easy to look back and play the what if game. You know, what if we had started him here? What if
Mm-hmm.
we had started him there? But I'm just glad that he's starting now. I'm glad that he's playing well. I'm glad that he's like. Did you see like I had to remove a clip from the video because YouTube flagged it. But I put the clip where Mo Salah gets that ball outside of our box and Sen Lamens immediately, like
Yeah.
instinctively senses and just comes off his line like without
Yep.
hesitation to close down that space. Like that right there, if that were Onana, if that were Bindier, that's a goal.
Yep.
That's a goal for Liverpool, like
Yeah.
straight up.
100%. Because they
I
would never do that.
Yeah, they just wouldn't. There's just no sense. I mean, it's just, and that's the thing. Like you were saying, like we're praising that kind of stuff. That's basic shit. I do that when I play indoor and I play keeper. Like like, and I'm not like great. I don't normally play. I only had to play because my ankle was hurting. But I'm like, just that's just what you do. Like you come off, you close the angle, you make yourself big. Like that's. But Onana and Binder just it's like they grew up and like no one told them like you're allowed to come off your line. You know, like that's allowed. Like you can do that. It's just it's so strange to me. Bexy says people are writing Liverpool off though this season. Like it or not, they have a lot of ability. Yeah, they do have the ability, but I think that's why people are criticizing them so much because they should be doing a lot better with the players that they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like especially Mo Salah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
um,
Yeah, he's falling off a cliff.
yeah, I don't understand what happened there. Another one that they're probably regretting, maybe not. He was best player in the world last year, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about a couple more players from this Liverpool match. First, starting with Diogo Dallo. What what are your thoughts on Diogo Dallo? Because watching that match, he was for me our worst player on the night.
Yeah. I didn't think he'd start. I actually thought, if he was going to play, I figured he would be on the right and not the left, just because it's his more natural position. Um, but yeah, he doesn't. I mean, when we saw this, even when he was playing as a right back, he just there are lapses in defensive and his defensive acuity of getting in the right spots, of staying close to your defender. And then we didn't really attack down the left because I think we knew it was not necessarily going to work with Dallo on that side,
He was,
or unless Bruno or Mount or somebody was over there. So
he was fumbling the ball. He was misplacing passes. You remember that, like, that golden opportunity. He could have made it, like, he could have scored, and he just completely whiffs it, looking like a little kid playing t-ball for the first time. Just completely whiffs it, and I'm like, Dallo. Well, he missed another sitter like that. That I think is one of the matches that cost Ten Hag his job. Just there was an opportunity, and he just completely. He was literally. It's like Fernando Torres missing that sitter at Chelsea. Like, it's just like and he looked so bad, and he grew into the match a little bit, but I'm like, dude, like, you played left back a lot when you were playing in Portugal. Like, there's no reason for this. Like, I don't get it at all. Danny would rather play his dog over Diogo Dallo. And so here's the thing with Dallo. If you notice, whenever we have a throw-in in like the final third, he takes them, and it's always a long throw-in. Like, I feel like that's what he's here for these days. It's like this back to basics football that everyone's doing now. It's physical, it's direct, it's making yourselves compact, it's set pieces, it's long throw-ins. And we said it on the channel a little while ago. I almost feel like the tactical managers, like the Peps, the Amorims, even, I feel like those guys are starting to struggle a bit. And now it's the Eddie Howes, and it's like, and the way Pep is playing now and stuff, even like Jurgen Klopp, like this physical, direct, let's rely on physicality, what the way Arsenal are doing it. I feel like that's just the way it is now. And it looks like Amorim's just jumping on the bandwagon there a little bit with these long throws. Do you think that's the only thing Diogo Dallo is really doing for us right now?
it does seem like the only thing I honestly forgot he was playing at one point.
Yeah.
Like, he was just, besides the mistakes, when you'd see the mistakes, you'd be like, who the hell's the left back or the wing back? Because it kept going down the right, it kept going through Mbeumo, it kept going through Cunha, and it was just, he was anonymous for large parts of it. And besides when they'd show him the long throws, and he didn't even do those very well. And so I'm not quite sure why he was there.
Yeah, if it wouldn't be my priority in the summer, a right back or whatever, but I like to start with center midfield personally. And then if we've got an injury situation at center back, or if Harry Maguire wants too much money or something, and we lose 3 defenders, we might need another one. But yeah, it wouldn't go amiss a new right wing back or a proper right wing back. I've got several that we scouted on the channel that, I love Jan Couto at Dortmund as well. He's really good, but he's becoming like the Onana now. For me, Dallo is like a liability on the pitch now. He's a net negative, same way I said about Onana. And it's unfortunate because I love his attitude, like, and I don't understand how he's part of this leadership group, but I just don't rate the guy. I really don't. Bill is in the house. Big up, Bill. Hope you're doing well, man. Coach says Dallo really has been bad for a while. I hoped he'd thrive, especially after selling Wan-Bissaka. Everything that you need from him, he's just not good at. 1v1s, closing down opposition attackers with the ball, putting crosses in the box, dribbling, like, just controlling a pass. He's not good at it. Even that cross,
he really cannot control that.
No, he can't. Like, I watched him. What was this match? I want to say it might have been Brentford. I think it was when he was playing on the left again. Just simple passes to him. He was just struggling to control. And because he struggled to control, because he doesn't really have a great left foot, because he's struggling now, it takes him 2 extra touches to control that ball. Now he's getting closed down. Now the ball can't go forward. Now the ball's got to go backwards or side to side. He just kills the momentum. It was like when Anthony used to play. Anthony would get the ball, and then he would stop. And it just kill every single bit of momentum and a counterattack opportunity. And it's just like, dude, we can't. You're becoming like just a tumor in the side, man. We need to just get rid of you. Danny says he's a bluffer. Bill said something in here about, I think he was talking about Mo Salah. So he didn't get the Ballon d'Or, takes it out. Yeah, the Ballon d'Or, like, I'd still say Salah had a better, like, he was a better player than Dembele. I said for a while Dembele should have got it. You guys remember, simply because of what PSG won. I do think that at the end of the day, the difference maker is going to be trophies, especially in a World Cup year. But I hear you.
Mhm.
It's a good shout. Bill says he doesn't think Dorgu is up for the task. Well, Bill, I was waiting for you to say something like this because I saw some numbers from Dorgu recently, and I think I literally just deleted them on my phone. But let me go see if I have them up here again. But because I don't like clutter on my phone, so I'll like go through now and then and just delete a bunch of shit. But okay, I do have it on here. So Patrick Dorgu, compared to other Premier League fullbacks this season, first for most offensive duels won, first for most key passes, first for most touches in the box, first for drawing the most fouls, first for most duels per 90, first for highest chance creation ratio. Drop the mic. So I don't. Is Dorgu world class? Is he the finished article? No, he's not. He's 20 years old. We bought him January. I think that he probably needs some competition. Unfortunately, we just don't have competition for him right now. And so
Yeah.
he should be one, like Danny's saying, probably should not be starting week in, week out. He didn't start technically, and so Dallo started. Mizraoui can probably start ahead of him too, right? So what do you make of Dorgu, Dylan?
Yeah, for me, he's an unfinished project. Product. There we go. He's like you said, he's 20. He's got a lot to learn. He's coming in. He's still, he's only been here since January, and he's got. It seems like he's settling into the league pretty well. Um, I don't see him as being like the end all be all right now. I think I think he's definitely he has enough to be someone that can contribute to the club.
Yeah.
And maybe be someone we can definitely depend on for that. I definitely see him being someone that's going to be good for the system, even if it's just for a body. So.
Well, I think what I like most is his attitude. He's got physicality, he's got fight, he's got mentality.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think that with Bill, I think that the eye test for me, like the only thing I've seen Dorgu that I think he's definitely got to work on is just his crossing. His crossing is just not great at the moment, but he gets the ball into the box so much. I mean, he didn't have to worry about crossing as much. I like Dorgu. Again, I don't think he's a finished article. I said in the match reaction that once Frimpong came on, Frimpong was giving him a hell of a time, but Frimpong, especially the last couple of seasons, has been one of the best right wing backs in football. And really, he's a right winger. Of course, he's going to get turned left and right. That's just part of it. Dorgu hadn't been playing a whole lot of first team football when we bought him. He'd been playing for like a season at Lecce, and so I'm not surprised that Dorgu was twisting in tournament. Dorgu was very good. So actually says stats. He's average. Well, I feel like people want to throw out eye tests when the stats don't suit their argument, and they want to throw out stats when the eye test doesn't suit. I think they both work together. Again, I'm just reading you what I saw. So Bill says he's not a good defender. The numbers don't lie, but to each his own. Everybody's going to have an opinion. I think like Euro, he's another young player who, to me, the sort of mistakes that he does make, especially defensively, are the kind of mistakes that I feel like I would expect to see from a defender. I mean, look at what Kerkez is doing already at Liverpool. Kerkez was highly rated last year, goes to Liverpool, and he's been shit. He's been absolute shit. And so it's just part of it sometimes. Let's see. Danny says his positioning needs work. He's way too square at times. Yeah, and I said that too. That there's an attack from Liverpool where, and I said this, that Dorgu's body shape in that situation was completely all wrong. He was too square, not really getting side to side like you really need to. And again, he's 20. He will learn and he will get better. And what I see already from Dorgu now are the stuff that you can't really teach. Again, that mentality, that fight, that energy, that just determination. Like we've seen from other players who've had skill, who are much older, have none of that stuff. And that to me is what gives me hope with a lot of this. So, but Dylan, final thoughts on Dorgu
like you were saying, I'd rather take somebody that's going to be willing to work and put the effort in to be better. And yeah, maybe they don't get there, but they're gonna be somebody that's in the locker room with the club that's going to set a good example for everybody. And so, works hard, puts best foot forward, and it seems like he's already doing. He wants to work. You can see that on his face when he's out there. and how much he puts forth on the pitch. Um, so yeah, just I give him time, give him some time to develop. Like you said, he's 20. I'd like to see where he goes, and I think a little competition would definitely help him too, just to help drive him. Diogo Leon is not necessarily in the picture right now, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. So
Yeah, and like what Bexy says, I mean, I think two things can be true. He can not be bad, but he can also, again, because he's 20, he can also not be great. Like, and that doesn't mean he's bad. It
yeah,
just means, like you're saying, he's not the finished article. And like Danny says, for a 20-year-old
exactly.
in the Premier League, he's doing a good job. It is hard at United. He is our
Mm-hmm.
third top-rated player right now at the club, according to FootMob. He is number 3 behind Bruno and Ahmad. And so, just saying, I think that for some people, it's easy sometimes to look at the first couple matches or something and kind of stick to that despite any evidence to the contrary. But we'll see. I've been critical when he's deserved it, like anybody else, and I've praised him when he's deserved it. I'm more looking at, again, those intangibles, the unteachable qualities that I wish that we've all like cried and whined for the last several years that a lot of our players don't have. And so
Mm-hmm.
we have someone who has it. He's 20, yes, but he'll get there. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Um, what do you make of Xerxes' situation?
Feel bad for the guy. Um,
Hmm.
I thought he would fit the system a lot better, and I really did see him before we went and got Shesko. I saw him being besides Mount being the guy that rotates in for that false nine spot to try to link up play because he's got the passing range. He can get those flicks. He can help link the attack. He does not have the speed though, or the hold up play to really fit this system.
No.
He tries. He puts a good foot forward, but you could see him on the bench when they would flash him in the background. You could see him. You can see it's wearing on him that he's not playing. A little bit like we could see Hoyland at times during the pre.
Well, we lose Dylan
I
for good
I,
this time.
I still think he's got a spot, place to.
Oh, we're losing him. We're losing him, folks. The old
Come
internet
on,
finally got him. There it is. He's back. It's all right, bro. Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. Like we talked about this in the match reaction. Like, is he on the bench again? Like I said, he's only gotten he hasn't even completed
mm-hmm.
combined this season a full 90. I think he had like 75 minutes total. I think one, maybe two starts. But then again, I threw that footage up that he was one of the first players out in the pitch when the final whistle blew. He's celebrating with everybody. He's getting
Mm-hmm.
excited with everybody, and so it paints a little bit of a different picture. And so I think that it's easy to look at that and say like he can't be happy. There's a lot of these rumors going on. I think that the rumors, personally for me, started because someone like Alex Crook or something was like, surely he can't be happy. Surely he'll want to leave. If saw the same thing with Kobe Mainu, um, and then people just run with it. And so I think I think that the writing may have been on the wall when we signed 3 attackers, and then after we
Yeah,
sold Hoyland too. It's just I don't know. What do you think that he'll leave in January? Or do you think he'll be here till the summer?
I think he'll be here till the summer.
Yeah,
I don't see them letting him go just because in case something happens, we'll need another attack.
yeah, because Cheeto's not ready. I know everybody was on the
No,
Cheeto bandwagon. He's not ready. He's just not. Same with
yeah.
Diego Leon. Diego
JJ
Leon.
Gabriel is he's fine. Like
JJ Gabriel. We'll have to fluff the paperwork a little bit if we want JJ Gabriel to play
yeah,
some games because there's the whole rules and stuff about it. But
uh, gosh,
yeah, rules and
if
stuff.
he's good enough, he's old enough.
Well, not now. The kid's what, like he's 15 or something. Like yeah, in another year or so, I
Yeah,
think he'll be fine. But yeah, unless we like you're saying, like we can't let him go in January, Xerxes, unless we buy an attacker, and I just don't see us buying an attacker. I do see us potentially buying a midfielder. I wouldn't be
I hope
opposed
so.
to us putting in a cheeky bid for Mark Gahey in January if our center back situation isn't sorted. Personally, um, I don't know how you feel about
Mm-hmm.
that, but I think it was. Go ahead.
I was going to say I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just don't think he's going to do it because it sounds like he wants to go to Liverpool. So
Well, Liverpool might have missed their boat. If we can swoop in, like if we have an opportunity, right? And we're like, man, we're only going to have Mazraoui, Delit, Euro because Licha can't stay fit, Shaw can't stay fit, and maybe we're just like, man, there's if Gahey is open to this, maybe we don't extend Maguire's contract. We just go all out for Mark Gahey. Now we've got we've got Aiden Heaven in there as well, still too. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be opposed to that whatsoever. But yeah, midfielder is a must-have for me, and I don't care what you have to do, whether it's Anderson, whether it's Wharton. I don't think Baleba is quite there personally, at least not worth what we reportedly offered. I don't think that's going to happen. I just hope he keeps up his shit form on Saturday, but it is what it is. But let's see what the chat's saying. Bill says Manu is getting screwed. Feel worse for him. Why is Manu getting screwed? I gotta know where you're coming from there. Is because he's not getting minutes? Because he's basically competing for Bruno, right? What are you saying, Dill?
Yeah, no, I feel bad for him for lack of minutes. I know he's competing with Bruno, but we just haven't had the space, we haven't won by 5. We haven't been up 5-0 for him to get time to really get into that system and play. So
I think if we were in Europe, I think if we were still in the Kickabout Cup, I think Manu would probably. I mean, Manu did start against Grimsby Town, and we lost. We were horrible in that match. Didn't Manu start against? Didn't he? I feel like he got a lot of minutes recently too against. Did he not start against Sunderland? I can't remember now off the top of my head. Freaking matches all blur together. No, he did not start against Sunderland. He did get. He got a little bit of minutes. Let me go see. Just let me look at his minutes. He came on against Liverpool, I thought, as well. Didn't get a lot of minutes here. So he's 20 years old, 6 matches. He started against Grimsby. He came on for half against Burnley, came on for a half hour against City. He actually looked pretty good when he came on against City. So there's got to be a reason that maybe he's not getting the minutes. And what do you think that could be?
I think the hard part is pulling Bruno, like Will says, just because, I mean, Bruno has those wonder moments where if you take him off, you're not going to get those.
Well, he's a captain. You're not going to bench the captain necessarily.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And sometimes even though you should, but yeah, I think he's running into somebody that's playing at with the level that Bruno plays at, with the abilities that he brings to the pitch. He's got a tough run against him right now, trying to break into that position. And because I think he once he gets used to that, or once he can break through, he'll make that his own. I 100% think he can. But I don't know if he'll have the passing range, but he'll definitely have the movement. He'll have the dribbling. He could definitely do a job there. So.
Bill says he got a good World Cup and got injured, and I think that for me, I mean, that's partly the reason why I'm not entirely surprised that not that Manu's not playing. I don't think like he's injured is not playing. No one plays when they're injured, but I think that being injured, because people forget Manu got injured preseason under Ten Hag ahead of the 23-24 season. Did not start until around Thanksgiving, right? So almost half a season. He's literally only been involved in the first team in the full capacity for not even 2 years now. And he's missed in that time. And again, I'm not including that August to November. I'm including since then. He's also missed 38 games because of injury. He's been injured quite a bit. He's 20 years old. He's got a lot of injuries. If this were any other player at any other club who's 20 years old and has had this many injuries, we would be like, I don't know. The injuries might hurt his career, kind of thing. And I love Manu. You guys know I love Manu. But part of what I got to do here is be a little objective with this stuff, and so I can't let that bias kind of ruin it. And you're not like, what team drops their captain like on a regular basis, right? And it's just like, you're not dropping Bruno. It just is what it is. Manu's not defensive minded enough. I don't think Manu has the passing range either to kind of do what Bruno or even Casemiro do. He's not as aggressive and defensive minded as Ugarte. I think if it were between, I'd probably choose to start him over Ugarte, but even then, that's still probably third choice midfielder because I think it's going to be Casemiro and Bruno like week in, week out, especially with one game a week. And
Mhm.
so there will be opportunities. He will get minutes, and then it's up to him to decide, how he takes advantage of those opportunities. It used to be that you just worked hard, especially as a 20-year-old, and you took advantage of those opportunities and you tried to give the manager a decision to make, and not, okay, it's a World Cup year coming up. I'm 20 years old. I want to go get minutes because I care more about playing in the World Cup than I do about trying hard for my club. That's a problem if that's what's going on. I have a problem with that. I'm probably in the minority. It makes me sound like an old grouchy man, but I'm like, I have a problem with that. If, like I said the same about Xerxes the other day. Um, like what do you think Kobe brings to the team? Like what do you think he offers when he starts or when he plays?
He offers some creativity in terms of his link up play, in terms of some of his abilities to get into spots, especially in the box. I think he would do really well in the box with some of his abilities to get open. He has provided some good passes. I think he and Bumo or Cunha would work really well there to get different angles for shots, different setups there. So I think if we had the chance, like I'm just spitballing here now. Like when we go in December and play Wolves, if Wolves are still playing like shit, that could be that could be a
That
time to be
yeah.
like, Cobby, let's go see what you got. So
Yeah, and like Danny says, maybe start him against Brighton to pump him up.
hmm
Pit him against Baleba, the player that we were rumored to buy, and say, hey, this is who we
yeah.
tried to buy for 100 million. Show us that we don't need to do that.
hmm
To his credit, Kabi has come back over the summer, and he's bigger. He looks like
Yep.
he's faster, and this is part of it too. People underestimate, like, and I've said this many times, like when you're scouting young players, you have to consider whether or not they're physically developed. And Mainu just was not physically developed at that point last season. He's getting bigger. He will continue to develop. And as he does that, that is also going to impact the way he plays for good or for worse. I can't tell you because I don't know. But I always compare it to that scene in Captain America where he gets the serum and he goes to chase the guy down and he's not used to his body. And so he runs into the building because he's not used to it yet. That can be sometimes what it's like for these youngsters. They're not going to run into a building and fight crime, but um,
Hey, we
he's
don't
got
know
to
what they're doing in their off hours.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen Kavi Maino and Captain America in the same room at the same time, um,
Captain
but that
Britain.
has to be considered too. And so, Danny, I like your mindset there, Danny. I like that. Bill says can't take out Bruno. The press would rip her head off. The same press who have been bashing Bruno for the last 7 years. I doubt it.
hmm
And I mean, I honestly don't doubt it. They would too, because the press are just like that. They're so transparently fickle and biased. They'll find any excuse they can. um, Bill says ship him off to a good team. If we ship off Cobby, we've got three midfielders. That leaves us with three midfielders because Collier is at West Brom. He went off injured recently, just today or yesterday, so he's injured now. We need to be bringing more midfielders in. We can't if we can only sell like loan Cobby if we get a midfielder in January. And I like we're like bone dry right now with that much. Danny says he can set the tempo, break low blocks, and play through the first phase. He can progress the ball in the second phase. Yeah, I think
hmm
Cobby's like, and that adds to what Dylan was saying. Cobby's got this unique quality where he is a little versatile. He can play a 10, but not in the way that I think that we think of when we think of like someone like an Odegaard or a Bruno. He can play a 10 kind of like Yaya Toure was playing in a little bit, where he's more of a bridge between the midfield and the strikers, getting the ball, turning, beating that press. And like you're saying, Danny, when he plays deep, he is press resistant enough and he's good enough on the ball. I think he can beat that first press, get that first phase of attack. He can carry the ball. And you guys know I love one of the things I love most, more than clean sheets even, is midfielders who can dribble the ball up the pitch, who don't just have to turn and hoof it forward or pass it side to side. If you can beat the press, drop a shoulder, create some space, and drive that ball 10 to 15 yards, lay it off for a 1-2 and keep that, to me, is so undervalued quality. And I think that it's gone under the, like, it's out of fashion almost in the last deck. But now you're seeing it come back with guys like João Gomez, guys like Elliot Anderson, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. These guys are bringing it back, and I think Kobe does that. But he's also 5 to 6 years younger than a lot of these other guys,
Mhm.
and so that has to be considered. He can be great. Yeah, like Danny says, and just those kind of players. If you were to play in that more advanced role, this is why I pushed so hard for a 3-5-2 for a hot second. Because if you throw Kobe and Bruno as eights with like Casemiro as a six, I think that's chef's kiss right there. But um, but are you worried about
Maybe
Kobe? Oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say maybe they do that for a cup run. Maybe they just do 3-5-2 to surprise everyone. Because we can't play Liverpool. We have to, when you play Liverpool and the other teams, you got to set up just like they want. But
Yeah.
maybe when we get to the cup, it'll be like.
And Danny, I think because he's competing with Bruno, that means he's either like not considered a defensive option like Ugarte is, or he's just back up to Bruno. I don't know. That's a question for someone to answer, to ask Amorim and a presser. Maybe if Dylan and I see him, we'll ask him for you. But I do think Kobe has a good ability on the ball. I think he's one of the better players that I've seen at United in
Mhm.
general for the last several years when it comes to on the ball, being able to dribble, close control, driving it forward. Like I said, we don't have many players who can do that. And it's only just now that we're seeing that from like Cunha. So I think Kobe can do that, but he can also do it from a deeper role. But he's young. And so it's going to, like, let's not try to push it too much because it wouldn't take much. I mean, everybody was saying don't start sending Lamans against City. Like, Kobe's 3 years younger than he is. Um, so I think that rumors of Kobe, another United player, going to join. If he thinks he's going to Napoli to start, he's not starting over McTominay. He's not starting over Kevin De Bruyne. So there's
Yeah.
nothing there. He's definitely not starting over any of those two. Um, so what do you see happening with Kobe? You said Xerxes maybe would stay until the summer, and then maybe we'd see what we could do. What do you see happening with Kobe?
I don't know. I get the feeling he's not leaving. I just don't see the same levels of animosity. I mean, and maybe it's because he's not a diva like that bitch Sancho.
Yeah,
But maybe he's going to be like, yeah, I want to fight for my place. So, and speaking of Sancho, haven't heard from him at all. Crickets. So,
crickets
good
from that
riddance.
guy. I forgot
Yeah.
about Sancho, honestly. Um, I think that two things can be true at once, and I think the media and fans tend to forget that. Kobe can be frustrated and want to play more, but he can also not want to leave. And I think that again, when you've got guys like Alex Crook or whatever out here saying like he can't be happy, he wants minutes. Everyone's just going to run with that and say like, oh, he's going to leave. Like no one said that. Amorim and doesn't want Xerxes or Kobe to leave. We're going to need them. We need bodies, like you're saying.
Mhm.
We can't let people go, especially in midfield. And so I just don't see it happening. Sekou Kone
Well,
is not ready yet. Fletcher's not ready yet. It's just not happening.
and I get the feeling just because he didn't ask when he asked to be loaned out, but he said he didn't not to. Yeah, he has to be loaned out, but he didn't want a permanent transfer. Like he just wanted to play. He wanted to get better. He wanted to develop.
No.
And I get that. You're 20 years old. You want to play. You want to get out there. And so it's got to be frustrating. But at the same time, you know, it seems like he still wants to fight. And I hoping that continues. It's a long season yet. We got a
Yeah,
lot of games to play.
he was
So.
celebrating and stuff too. I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he's like pushing for a move like Rashford, like Garnacho, like Sancho. He just wants to play, and I get that. Everybody wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I would just challenge him, and I challenge just like I posted the other day, like after the match, any young player who's butthurt over losing a starting spot, who's butthurt over lacking minutes, look at Harry Maguire as an example. Push yourself, be humble, be a leader, have positive mentality, be a positive like presence in the dressing room and on the pitch and on the bench. Challenge yourself, push hard, give the manager a decision to make if you want the minutes, give him a decision to make. That's should be how it is. Like it's not no one's guaranteed a starting place in the squad. Doesn't matter who
Mm-hmm.
you are, and you shouldn't be doing that. Now it's hard with the captains. I mean, who's going to drop a captain? But um, and like I said earlier, Bill, if he's just focusing on getting minutes for the World Cup, that to me is a problem. I'm a club before country person 9 times out of 10. Like that's just the way it is. We play your wages. That's just the way it works for me. I don't care. He's young. He's going to have several more World Cups to go to. Like, I'm not concerned about that whatsoever. Um, he's Kobbie Mainoo who plays for United. That's just the way it is. Um, but that's just my feeling. Like, I don't really. Maybe it's just because I'm American. I don't really put too much stock in the World Cup because America doesn't really, the U.S. doesn't really do that well. But they did really well in the under-20 World Cup. If you guys didn't go see the best 11 video I put out yesterday from that, go check it out because I had a couple of Americans in there. Just saying, bald eagles and AR-15s all around. Just do it. So you think he's going to stay and fight? So you guys are saying he might stay and fight. And like Danny said, he stays and plays during African Cup of Nations. We're going to be losing several players to the Cup of Nations. We're going to be losing Mizraoui. We're going to be losing Ahmad. We're going to be losing Mbeumo. And so there's an opportunity there for Kobbie to come in and maybe find a way to play one of these 10s. Maybe come in, we push Bruno to the 10 when Mbeumo goes, and we put Kobbie in that deeper role. There's opportunities there to play here. He's just got to push and give the manager something to do, right? So I think people forget about that Cup of Nations. That's going to suck too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Amorim finally got 2 in a row. So that happened. What's worse? You guys, get involved in the chat. Dylan, I'm going to ask you, what's worse? Liverpool losing 4 in a row or Amorim failing to win 2 in a row until recently? What's worse for you guys?
For me, it's the failing to win 2 in a row.
Probably, yeah.
It's just the 11 months to get there is a lot, and it's frustrating for us all. Happy it happened to Liverpool, but man, that was rough.
Yeah, it was. It was like the Son and Lamon stuff. Like, it's weird that we're celebrating 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Come on, not okay. That should just be standard. Like, 4 in a row should be standard at this club that we've got to get back to. There used to be a time where the sky would be falling if we lost 2 in a row. That can't be. We can't let that happen again. We've got to keep moving forward. We can't take a step back in that regard. It's going to be a big ask against Brighton. They're doing very, very well, but we got 9 points out of a possible 15 in a very tough run. We got big wins against Chelsea, big win against Liverpool as well. 4 wins in our last 6 matches. Last season, we only had 4 wins between January and the final match of the season combined under Amorim. So, progress? Huh?
So far.
Is that progress? 4 wins in 6. It took us half a year to get 4 wins in the league last year. That's where we are. That's where we are. The next 5 match. Go ahead, bro.
I was just going to say the big thing is just build on the momentum we got going. Just keep that going.
Well, we got Brighton at home. We've got Forest away, who there could be a new manager bounce. We always seem to get new manager bounce. Spurs away, which is going to be a tough one. Then we've got international break again because reasons. Then we host Everton, and then we've got to go to Palace away. So a couple of tough ones in there. I think Brighton, Spurs, and Palace could be very, very tough. I wouldn't be shocked if Moisey did a Moisey and just beat us with a bunch of crosses into the box or set pieces personally. So we got those 5 matches, a break in between. How many points you see us getting from Brighton, Forest, Spurs, Everton, and Palace?
Brighton's always a tricky one because I don't know. I don't know if it's like the old ideas of like we just should be beating them if they're and they go in there with a little bit of a chip on like expectation they're just going to win. I don't know. We'll see the way the team's coming together. That's not necessarily how they've been approaching some of those games, but I see something draw for Brighton. That seems about right. I think we're going to beat Forest. I think even with Dycheball coming back into the Prem, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be. We're gonna or they're going to beat us. Spurs are. I have no idea what to think of Spurs. They're Spursing it up, and then they look like.
Because they just lose really to Villa.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like they might win that one, then they might lose it horribly. I'm going to go safe with the draw, so I got 5 points from 3. Who's the last 2 again?
We got Everton at home, and then we got to go to Palace.
So I think we'll get Everton, and we'll get the home field advantage, kind of building that back up. I think think probably lose to Palace. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a tight game though. I think that one might just be like a bridge too far, but I can totally see us getting 8-10 points from this run.
Yeah.
It's a good run to have at this point in the season before we kind of get towards the winter fixtures. So.
Danny's feeling confident. Danny, are you still riding the high from Liverpool? 'Cause it sounds like people have seen enough from these last couple matches to make us think that this is an upward trajectory. Is that how you're feeling right now, Dylan? Or are you just looking at the competition that we've had in these next couple matches?
I'm looking more at the competition, but I will just to add to that. There's a different feeling with how they look that they're playing. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
seem as fluky as it has in the past. It doesn't seem like luck counted as much.
We've seen
Like it
us.
seems,
We've seen that we
yeah,
get up for big matches though a lot of times.
yeah,
And
hmm
again, it's the Brightons, it's the
yeah,
Forests, it's the Fulhams, it's the Bournemouths, it's the Palaces, especially. These are the ones that we tend to shit the bed in.
yeah,
For some reason, we turn up
yeah,
against Chelsea, we turn up against Liverpool,
yeah.
but
What changed it for me was the Sunderland match.
yeah,
Like we actually came out and we looked like we knew what we were doing. Even when they switched to a back five and they kind of changed everything, we still
mhm,
had good chances, and we stayed compact, we stayed tight. And I'm like, okay, so that was a win. Like there's a confidence with Lamans in net. There's a confidence with the lift in the back. There's a confidence that they have with the attackers that even though it's not falling, like they're not getting into the net yet, there's still a belief that they're going to do it. So it feels a little bit different than every time we had Onana or Bayindir and we get on a little run. It was just like, okay, they're just going to miss at some point. They're going to make a mistake and just lose all of that confidence and everything like that.
yeah. So I mean, I hear it. I think Lamens, I think, is a big factor in this. I think that I feel like we're right on the edge of Cunha probably breaking his duck as well. As I think that looks good. Shesko is getting into good form as well recently. I think that we're kind of things are coming together. Danny's pretty confident. Nick, big up, man. Welcome back.
What's up, Nick?
Um, I'm probably like around there with you guys, maybe in that 9-10 point range for these matches. Spurs, I don't know. I don't see us getting Spurs. It's just I don't know what it is. They just seem to have like Brighton have had our number a lot recently. We'll do the preview later on in the week, probably tomorrow or Friday. I'm Brighton, so I've got thoughts on that. Forest could go either way, to me, in my opinion. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I do think we'll be fine against Everton. I do think we'll win. I guess my worry against Everton is Njai. I think that he's just a very very good player. He's probably like right behind Mbumo for me for the players in that role in this league. Palace, I definitely don't see us freaking doing anything against Palace. I was at a Palace match. We lost that one. That was a match we had like Amrabat at left back. I think it was just all sorts of messed up. And they're doing really well. Mateta got himself a hat trick. So, but we'll see. So you guys are pretty confident. You guys are seeing an upward trajectory. I still think that there's a bit of the, like you're saying, fluky United in us to where all it takes is just a set piece goal or something, and I think that heads drop. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. I've just been stung by this side too many times.
Yep.
Um, so after the Liverpool match, Dylan, we sort of joked that Harry Maguire needs a statue at Old Trafford, right?
Hell yeah.
Um, but it made me think of a fun little question to ask everyone, and I posted this on the channel as well. I posted it on Twitter as well because we've got statues, right? We've got a Sir Alex Ferguson statue, we've got the Trinity statue, we've got a Sir Matt Busby statue over there hiding above the players' entrance and stuff. Who should get the next statue at Old Trafford? Who, if you had to look at former players or whatever, maybe coaches, who knows? Who should get the next statue? I took some polls here on people. I've seen people throw out names like Roy Keane. Cantona's got the most votes so far from some of the comments I've seen. Giggsy's got a vote. Other options include Rooney, the entire class of '92. I thought would be a cool statue. Vidic, maybe. If we got another statue, who would get one for you?
From a player's standpoint, I mean, I'm biased. I would pick Roy Keane the whole time,
Yeah,
but I think the one that would represent United more would be Cantona
yeah. So it's another
because
vote for Cantona.
I think just Cantona with the with the flared collar,
Yeah.
with just the look. I think that definitely would send a message. And I think, and just like it embodies everything about the '90s United, about embodies everything about that era, what our history is. Um, I think if we're going to do one, definitely Cantona would be up there. So
Who would you guys pick? Who would be your statue? I kind of like the idea of a whole class of '92 statue.
that's a cool one. I like
All
that
of them,
idea.
kind of, because we've got the Trinity. The class of '92 one would be because that was like an era defining
Mm-hmm.
group of players for us. It represented so much youth pushing back against the media. Obviously, Alan Hansen's famous comments. Just and then you just go on to what we did with those players and stuff. And yes, and again, it's not just them. They're a lot, but I think that, and then just the fact that, class of '92, plus it would be a great opportunity to sell some hoodies. So maybe, dude, honestly, maybe I'm just gonna pre-order a bunch of hoodies, pack a whole suitcase, and just sell them outside of Old Trafford.
Dude, do it.
I'm just gonna print off some QR codes for the United vs. Everybody store and put them on stickers and just stick them all over the place.
Oh, dude, that's a great idea. 100% do that.
Danny likes the idea of a class of '92 statue. I thought that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You could put it maybe you could put it anywhere. I mean, we're gonna have a new stadium soon, so I doubt you need to do it now. Maybe you could put it at Carrington. Maybe they're all Carrington products. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Right
Mm-hmm.
inside Carrington when you walk in, would be kind of cool. But I want to know you guys' picks. Who would you guys put as your next statue if we were to do another statue? Maybe keep the new stadium in mind. So maybe just like a giant 100-foot tall Eric Cantona one. I think that would be hilarious. Just
That'd be awesome.
like in Lord of the Rings when they're going through the river and there was those two giant statues of the old kings. Just one like that of Eric Cantona. Just stand there with the collar top, just looking after he chips that goal.
That'd be awesome.
That would be amazing. But yeah, get your thoughts in. You can also go ahead and comment on the post as well I put up yesterday, I think it was. But that's fun. So you're going with Cantona. I'm voting class of '92. I have another question for you. And I threw this one in here last minute. Dylan's already seen it, but he likes it. So you get 3 options here. Anybody that you want. It has to do with United. I want you to pick one player or coach, one player to hang out with, one to back you in a bar fight, and one you've got to be roommates with. Go.
Okay. So, all right. I knew the fight one. Again, I'm biased. I was going to pick Roy Keane, but I'm like, no. You want Vidic. He's going to fight dirty.
I'm going Yap Stam on that one.
Yeah. He was my other choice. I was like, Stam or Vidic. Like, nobody's going to mess with you. But just for Vidic, for me, it's like it's Eastern European, like, don't fuck with me sort of thing. Oh God, that would be a fun bar fight. Now that I think about it,
I almost feel like Yap Stam is a fight ender before it even starts. Like if someone's talking shit and then Yap Stam's your buddy and he stands up, like the fight's done already. Like nothing doesn't even happen. Yeah. Whereas Vidic is like the guy at the end of it who's bloody, who's got like a broken bottle up sticking out of his forehead, but he's like smiling and he's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go again." Kino, I think, would just see red and just he'd probably just swing at every single person. Like there's no
100%.
Anybody who comes within striking distance are getting freaking kicked by Kino. Danny says Cantona or Ibra to back him in a fight. So back in the bar fight, you're going Vidic or
yeah.
All right, I'm going Yap Stam. Yep.
Nice.
What about one just to hang out with, like for the day, just to chill? Yeah,
just to chill.
Ibra's a good shot.
The hardest one.
He's like a black belt, bro.
Ibra would be, but just hang out with for the day.
Watching Ibrahimovic in a bar fight with his karate skills would be like watching an '80s like action movie, like Roadhouse or something.
I get that he should actually make an '80s style movie, like low budget though, and with all the Ibrahimovic, like Zlatan, don't do that, like
Ibra house.
Yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to think.
One to hang out, and then you got one you've got to be roommates with too.
So roommates with, I'm going to do that one first because this one was easier for me. This is going to sound weird to everybody. I'm a pretty low key guy, and I'm a little weird. And the guy that gives me the chillest vibes, and I think we would probably get along, is Ollie.
Yeah,
Like I think me and Ollie would get along. Like we just room and be like, yeah, you want to go do this? Yeah, sure, whatever. Or you want to watch something
fantastic,
on TV? Yeah,
fantastic, Dylan. Let's go.
yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Like, come on. Like Ollie for me would seem like, yeah, let's do it.
Ollie's
So,
just nice, man. He's just a nice guy. Danny would
yeah,
want to hang out with Rooney, Waza. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Watson's a good one, man.
I mean, oh man, I don't even know. I think I can. Let me do the roommate one first for me because I got to
Okay.
think about the hangout one. The roommate one for me would be
Yeah.
easy. It would be Paul Scholes, simply
Hmm.
because if you watch like the class of '92 deep like video from like 10 years ago, Paul Scholesy, whenever he was done with a match, he would just want to go home, turn off the lights, watch TV, and chill with like some snacks or something. And I'm like, that sounds like a great end of the night, man. Like if
Right?
you were traveling as players and you had to room with somebody, I'd be like, I'm rooming with Scholesy because he's gonna be super chill. Like I'm all over that. Um, but hanging out with, oh man, I gotta
That's
think.
a hard one, dude.
Come back to me. Pick your roommate. I gotta think.
Oh, I did my roommate.
Oh, that was your roommate
Yeah,
pick.
Ollie was my roommate.
Oh, Ollie's roommate. Who was the one to hang out with?
I'm trying to think of
Oh man, that's a hard one.
that one.
Um, man, maybe Rio because he's always traveling and shit.
I thought about Rio too. I'm trying to think. Let me run through some of the other.
Go for it.
I almost said Bex, but no, that would be too much.
He's high profile, man.
Uh,
You'd be doing like you'd just be carrying his shit
oh
for him
yeah,
while he had to go from
a
different
hundred
meetings and
percent,
stuff. Um,
hundred
he's got
percent.
he's got problems
Uh,
of his own with Salford right now. Anyway,
yeah.
do you see they just voted to change the color back to orange?
Did they really?
Yep,
No, I didn't see that. Damn.
yep, they did that, and then now they're voting on if they want to bring back the old badge too.
Oh
But
wow.
some protesters just jumped
Okay.
onto the pitch recently to protest against Gary Neville, by the way, too. So
I
could
did
be
see that.
interesting.
Uh,
We are going to that Salford match, so hopefully he doesn't get called off or anything. I'll be pissed. Um,
we just go find Gary. What the hell?
yeah, Gaza, what are you doing?
Somebody to hang out with.
He'd probably just say it was the Glazers' fault anyway. So Danny's,
Yeah, hundred
Danny's
percent. He
going
would.
Rooney, Keno, yeah,
Somebody to hang out with.
somebody to hang out with for the day. Danny's going Rooney or Keno. Probably. I mean, yeah. For me, it's good. It's probably just gonna be Rio, just because you just go. He's going to like Dubai and shit, and he's traveling all over the place. So I'm like, that seems pretty cool. I can probably
Oh
get
yeah.
me traveling more. Roommates definitely
Yeah, I
going to
think Rio would
Scolzy.
be the big one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
struggling to think. I would say Cantona, but I'm like I don't even know what that conversation would look like with him because he's so weird sometimes. I don't know what that would be
Yeah.
like. But yeah, I was just thinking about that earlier. I'm like, man, that seems like a fun question to ask. So, um,
Yeah.
that's a fun. Can you think of any other options there for like,
Robbo might be cool to hang out with.
yeah, for the
Yeah,
history?
for the day. Yeah, for the history, just to learn to hang out. He seems like a cool, chill dude.
If it were like 20 years
Back you up.
ago and he was still alive, like if we're talking like if you go back in time, it would
Oh, I
probably be
didn't
George
know we
Best.
weren't. Oh,
I'm
okay.
just no, I didn't say you can. I'm just
Yeah.
saying in general. Like if you'd asked me
Oh,
20 years ago and George Best was
oh,
still
hell
alive, I'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, George Best, because when
George
I was
Best.
20, I
That's
was a fucking idiot. I don't know.
yeah. Fuck, hell yeah, George Best.
you,
Um,
you don't know where
that's
you
not
where
even.
you end up with.
Yeah. Fuck.
Um,
Yeah.
but that was fun. What
Yeah.
about like someone to, I don't know. Think of another one. Think of another option. I'll let you pick one.
So you had to pick one of our players to come in and be one of your like not five-a-side coach, but like what your manager for some sort of tournament here. Who you picking?
Uh, Matt, like one of like a former player or just somebody to come in and like coach.
So you, former manager or former player to come in and just be like you're on some sort of team and some sort of like I don't know I could say charity, or you're just doing it like for your matches that you do with the indoor things like that. Who are you picking?
Someone to come and play with me.
Play or manage or whatever,
Oh, okay,
just for the
gotcha.
game.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd probably just pick Stam if he's just managing, because he wouldn't have to do anything. He would just have to stare at the other players, and they would probably themselves. They would look over, and he would just be,
That's a good one.
and they would just feel themselves being unalived. Maybe Kino if we're playing with someone, because I would just let him just muller people left and right. Um,
Oh, Keno would have been my pick to play with, just because I was like, I
yeah,
want to see someone like.
funny.
Oh man.
Um, I just thought of one. Oh, who here? Who was your pick, Kino? Then,
Yeah.
if you had to, if you could watch a match with anybody, who would it be?
Watch a match.
Like watch if you could go to United match and watch it with a former player or coach, who would it be with?
That coach.
Just anybody United. I don't. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't have to be a player necessarily.
Hmm.
I'm definitely going Fergie for this one, because I wouldn't even watch the match. I would just be asking him questions the whole time.
Yeah. Fergie was my first thought too, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
God, that seems. Fergie seems like say, but I think you know what. Fergie's the default, but for my other one, I think I'm going to say Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
I want to see what Carrick's thinking on that, because he just ran that whole midfield, and you never felt nothing ever felt like out of place like
Lost
that.
Dylan one last time.
Just
There you go.
I want to know, like he would be laying those. Oh, jeez.
You're good. You're back, dude.
Am I
You're fine.
back?
Yeah.
Hello. Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
You're good.
I was just gonna say, yeah, because he's running that plan for Ferguson. So like, definitely Ferguson is like the one you want to 100%. Sir
Yeah.
Alex deserves that. But man, my sneaky one, like if Sir Alex can do it, I was like, is Carrick available? Can I watch this with Carrick? No.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I like that. Sometimes I think about the guys who went on to become coaches, maybe like
Mhm.
Rude or Ollie, because I think it would be cool to kind of pick their brains a little bit about the way they're kind of looking
Mhm.
at things from a coach, or like Carrick, like you're
Mhm.
saying, from a coaching perspective. I think that could be cool.
Yep.
But maybe Mourinho just to mess with him the whole time, just
Just
to just to wind him
yell in
up.
the background, 3 premierships.
Three respect. So some fun questions. You guys got to like. It was kind of like a big, huge like question from a boot video tonight. Lots of questions, but thank you guys for getting your picks. Where's this poll up to, by the way? Maguire's goal over the weekend is still winning with 36%. So good. It sounds. I mean, I don't know if that's recency bias. I don't know if it's because this Liverpool side are supposedly pretty good, but I like what I see. But
Mhm.
any. That's gonna pretty much do it. What's any final thoughts on anything, guys? Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and please go back and hype the old videos as well too.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts or anything, Dylan, on anything we discussed?
So just kind of what we refer to. I'm hoping how I feel right now with the a little more confidence in the team than I've had in the past. I'm hoping that's just not just the hey, we won and it's the good vibes and everything. I'm hoping this means the corner's turned. I'm hoping we can get the confidence. I'm hoping we can get the consistency down. Because
Yeah,
Brighton's going to be a test, like you were talking about. Brighton is a test. So this is going to be big, and I'm excited for this match over the weekend. So,
yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. They're obviously on a good run of form. They can be caught out, and I think I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like and how we can kind of get an advantage in this one when we do the preview. So keep an eye out for the preview, guys. Probably going to be tomorrow or Friday at the latest. I'm just see what happens. But until then, thank you guys for stopping by tonight. Thank you guys for doing the Kickabout. You guys know we love doing the Kickabout. It's a good little place to have some fun and
mhm.
focus on things other than just results and tactics and stuff. So had a little fun there at the end. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So
That
again,
was fun.
starting 11 and Legends members, if you have questions like that, go find the post in the community tab and post them. That's a privilege for the membership. I want you guys to get involved. So it's not just emojis and badges, but And that goes for you too, Dylan and Bill. If you're out there, feel free to send me anything. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in tonight. Nick, thank you. Who else is in here as well? I thought Composed View. Bill's in there tonight.
Lexi.
Big up Bexy. Yep, big up Bexy again. So thank you guys for stopping by. Take it easy. I'll see you guys on the next one. Dylan, say good night to everybody, my friend.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Great show tonight. Really appreciate all of your comments and questions. And like I said, always fun to do this. So, Sean, thank you. Everybody have a great night.
All right, guys. Take it easy. I'll talk to you later.